The Spanish announce table.
It is episode 398. We are fresh off of AEW Dynamite here just a few minutes ago. We've got a lot to talk about that, but AEW All Out is this weekend. We're excited because we're going, because we're ballers, and we love the wrestling fans, and so we're going to see you out there. Come talk to us. Come say hi. You'll see us.
Because we will be at all of the fun things. So the autograph signings on Saturday, we're going to be at Sunday, all of the pre-event parties. We will also be at. We're going to a GCW Saturday night, which maybe we talk about that a little bit. Maybe tell the fans what we're going to see Saturday night at the GCW show. So we're going to be all around Chicago. Tim's never been to Chicago, so I'm going to try to be a good tour guide and take him to the Bean, take him to Sears Tower, or I think it's still called Sears Tower, take him all this stuff. Take him to Ed DeBivix, get him yelled at. He doesn't even know what that means. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to be doing that stuff too. So if you're in Chicago,
I'm taking a vacation to get. Never mind. Anyway.
But if you're in Chicago for All Out, let us know. It's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait for us to step foot in the great city of Chicago and start our festivities.
We've got a mancation, right? We're going to go see some wrestling. Now we're going to go to Rampage. We'll be there at Rampage. We will be at AEW Fan Fest. We will be at GCW's Art of War Games, and we'll be at AEW All Out. And I'm excited. The word excitement isn't even just doesn't describe it well enough for me.
I'm ecstatic. There you go. I'm ecstatic. About All Out. But hey, so let's cut the malarkey here and let's get right into it. So we're gonna do picks.
No malarkey.
And no malarkey. We're gonna get to our picks, but what we're gonna do is, as we're talking about the picks, if it coincides with tonight's episode of Dynamite, we'll talk about that, or we just may generally speak about the match as it is. So let's kick it off. I am going off of Wikipedia because I love AEW. It is my current favorite promotion to watch, but their website sucks. So I'm going off of Wikipedia. And as of Wikipedia, this is the match order. I don't know if this will be the actual match order, but we'll go off of it for now. So kicking it off in the 0 hour match, the pre-show essentially, we got Ishii, the Stone Pitbull from New Japan Pro Wrestling, taking on the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. Tim, what do you think about the matchup? Who do you think is going to win?
I think this is going to be a fist fight. And man, I got to feel like it's Eddie Kingston. I feel like they're going to go for, this is Chicago. We've got Eddie. The crowd's going to be behind him.
Is he?
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe they're not.
They might not be.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're not behind him.
He's not behind their guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Eddie Kingston. I feel like hometown being AEW versus, New Japan here. And I think Eddie Kingston pulls down the victory. Albeit, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go his way.
I'm going to go Eddie Kingston, but I'm going that way just because I believe, even though this match order may be wrong, I think this is going to be the first match of the night. So let's get the crowd excited. Let's get the crowd in a good mood. Eddie Kingston winning will do that. So I feel like
put me in a good mood.
Well, I feel like an upset loss from Eddie Kingston, the victory coming from Ishii, would maybe set people back, right? What the hell is happening? What's Eddie? Is he getting buried because he fought Sammy Guevara? Like, there'd be so much talk around it that if you just have him win, then it's like, okay, yeah, let's move on. But that was fun. And then we can get to our next stop. So for that reason, I'm going Eddie Kingston. I do find it interesting as we're kind of looking through this whole match order, though. Eddie Kingston addressed, I don't care about, again, the reporters in wrestling because they never send out corrections when they're wrong. Side note. But I find it interesting. Eddie Kingston on the All Out show, Sammy Guevara, not. So Eddie Kingston's the one who pie-faced or punched, however you want to think he did this, to Sammy Guevara right in the face, right in the kisser, gave him one right in the mouth, and he served a suspension, but he gets on the card. Sammy Guevara, who is supposed to face Eddie Kingston, nowhere to be found. So what do you think about that aspect of this?
Um, yeah, interesting, right? I feel like when the news broke, myself and everybody was kind of like, yeah, that sounds believable, right? Like it was like Eddie Kingston punched Sammy in the nose for being just an unlikable prick, and it was like, yeah, all right. So what happens next, right? And this kind of feels like what happens next, right? Like I think we've all worked somewhere maybe where some guy was a dick, he got punched. The guy who punched was suspended, but then we found a way to fire the guy who got punched like a week later because it was like final straw, right? Like they were like, hey, we get it. We got to send you home for 2 days and write you up. Mm-hmm. We'll take care of the problem, right? And I think that's, I don't know. They're not firing Sammy over this, but I don't think he's
It does feel like a demotion, though. Now he's in a mixed tag. It is with his wife, Tay Conti, against Ruby Soho and Ortiz. But I'm going to bet the pay was going to be more for Eddie Kingston on the All Out pay-per-view than a mixed tag on Rampage. So it's an interesting thing. The other aspect that I think is interesting about this backstage feud that I don't know if everyone's really seen. Maybe I'm the only one seeing it. Maybe others have seen it and I'm just not seeing what they're saying. But Eddie Kingston, the rumor is he didn't like that Sammy Guevara called him fat. Apparently that's one of the things you didn't want to say about Eddie. Eddie has certain things you say, hey, I'll go a feud with you, but don't call me fat. Sammy Guevara, I guess, didn't know that, calls him fat. Now, here's the other aspect, though. Rewind a few months before this feud with Eddie Kingston, you heard rumblings online. Ethan Page was not having the best time in his feud with Sammy Guevara because he thought he was hard to work with. If you pay attention to Ethan Page's blog, Ethan Page, Eddie Kingston, good friends. We see him in St. Louis from time to time for Glory Pro Wrestling. So maybe it was, I already don't like this guy. And then he did something I probably would have let slide, but given all the other things that have happened leading up to this point, I'm mad. And so that's where I think it kind of led to. And maybe that's what he explained. And that's why he's not suspended for 6 months or whatever.
Well, and it wasn't made any easier by him having a punchable face, you know?
Oh, yeah. Sammy Guevara is easily a top 10 punchable face kind of person in pro wrestling. Yeah.
Top 10 punchable face.
Jeez. I might make that list, but we'll get back to the picks here. So next up, we got for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. Champion Pac taking on challenger, finally coming out from underneath the box, Kip Sabian. Tim, what do you got?
Pac wins. I don't think we're seeing Kip Sabian. I mean, maybe. I get the feel this was Kip Sabian saying like, hey, can I get released? And they're like, you owe us 12 more dates. And it's like, all right, fine. Let's do this. It's kind of what it felt like to me.
So in tonight's AEW Dynamite, they did cut a promo on each other. One thing that Kip Sabian did mention a few different times in his side of the promo was this is a detour. This is a misdirection from what I guess his ultimate goal is. So I guess, Pac, you're going to be the first one who lays victim to my new agenda.
Before he goes to NXT.
Something. I think Kip Sabian actually does win this. And here's why.
Wins the title?
Yes, I think he wins the title because maybe peeking behind the curtain. Now I'm getting a little bit trying to be an investigative reporter, but how I feel as a smark is, like you said, maybe Kip Sabian was getting very frustrated and Tony Khan said, okay, I got an idea. Let's kind of build you as a mystery thing to then be a reveal. We'll get a championship on you. I hope that'll make you happy. Then let's see where things go. And then for Pac, you know, we're going to talk about it here in a few matches, but this trios tournament, after we crown the first trios champion, they need a team to face. And what better team to give you flips and shits and fun than Death Triangle? So I think Pac could easily just fit in back with the Lucha Bros. Now we have these trios feuds going on, and that's where he lives for a little bit. And then maybe he comes back after the All Atlantic Championship, next summer, something like that. But I think Pac can go that way. And then Kip Sabian, new, fresh champion. Let's see what happens, because also Pac as the first ever All Atlantic champion is a great thing to write down in the history books. Who was the first ever champion? Pac. Oh, well, we all love Pac, right? But this reign isn't something that everyone's writing home about. It's not like, did you see the great promo from Pac about his championship run? Or, it's not setting the world on fire. So let's just keep it moving. Let's get some more new blood in this All Atlantic Championship. And I think Kip Sabian can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I could see Kip Sabian in that spot, and he's not bad. He's another guy I just never really have attached to yet. So, I mean, I'm willing to. I'm not like turned off by the guy. I'm just saying, like, I don't want him on my TV, but he's never really, moved the needle for me, I guess, if that's it.
I love him. I know we talk about this so many times. If I was athletic, I would be Pac. Like Pac.
Well, Pac, yeah, right, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was talking about Kip Sabian, right, yeah.
Kip Sabian, I still think there's money with him and Penelope Ford. Maybe it's because Penelope Ford on my TV screen is something I don't hate. But Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford can still be a thorn in the side of a Sammy Guevara, Tay Conti, or of a Anna JAS and Angelo Parker. Like there's enough couples that we could do stuff with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford that I think it would be interesting to have him on TV. And he has an interesting look. He looks kind of funky right now with blonde hair, but the really dark, big eyebrows like myself. So he's interesting to look at just aesthetically.
Looks weird. He looks like me. I don't know, like that.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like if I just had big blonde hair, he's a little bit better in shape, but I'll still whoop him. Now, talking about whooping him, let's get into the next match here for the FTW Championship, which, can we stop? Anyhow, it's champion Hook taking on Angelo Parker. Tim, who do you got?
I am, I'm really torn on this one. It's Hook. It's Hook.
Yeah.
Hook.
It'd be interesting.
All right, sorry.
It would be interesting if it was Angelo Parker, though.
Yeah. Oh, and look, yes, if there is heel tactics and there's shenanigans, there's got to be a lot of shenanigans, but with the help of the JAS, thus helping, I could see them like spurning into this like Hook versus the JAS feud. That could be fun.
Oh, well, think of the other guy, a part of Angelo Parker, the Magic Daddy or Magic Man, Matt Menard. He could get involved.
Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. Yes.
And then they could make this FTW Championship some reimagined version of like co-champions, kind of like Michelle McCool and who was that? Michelle McCool and Layla, right? They broke the championship in half. I mean, I'm not saying do that word for like beat for beat, but they could do something like that. And then in a 2-on-1, Hook regains it. I could see that happening. But if I was a betting man, I'm putting my money on Hook because he needs to throw around some people. I do think this might be the most challenging match of his career. I don't think he's going to just walk through his opponent like he did JWoww's husband a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I do think he'll get the victory. But I could see him fighting off Matt Menard to get to Angelo Parker, and then that gets the victory. So that's what I got there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. So now in the crowning of the first ever AEW World Trios Championships, the tournament final, it is going to be, as we saw from our main event tonight, the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, taking on, as of this recording, TBD. So let's dive into this. First, let's go with who they might be facing. Friday night, we've got the Best Friends and the Dark Order, but LOL psych, it's not really the Dark Order. because Andrade beats up 10 and damn near kills Evil Uno. I believe Jose gave a taser gun.
I think he held the taser in front of him, like, don't do it, right? I think 10 got caught in the crossfire, right? Because he tries to, he's like, hey, you should work for me. I like your bod or something like that, whatever he said, right? And he was like, I like your bod, but take the mask off. I wear the mask in this relationship. And I'm paraphrasing. But then Evil Uno steps in. He's like, hey, back off of my friend. Take your dirty money. I don't need this. And then they go to whoop up on Uno, and 10 gets caught in the crossfire. And as they're beating up on Uno, 10's trying to stand up, but he's on his bum knee, and the guy like holds the taser in front of him, and he's like, then they all just kind of back out, and he's like, motherfucker, like.
Okay, I couldn't tell if it was a
don't ride the lightning of it. Yeah, no, because the telltale for me was like 10 was just kind of looking down, like, all right, like I was like, well, he's not getting tased, right? Because he's just like, all right, I got you. Either that or 10 is the most badass dude on the roster. Which, hey, I like this. I hope that we are going with Preston Vance leaves the Dark Order. This Dark Order thing. We loved them, and even keeping some of the like core nerds, right? If we keep Evil Uno, Johnny Hungy, and Alex Silver, right? That's fine. But look, 10 is never going to be anything more than this in the Dark Order, and I think it's time to let this guy do something more.
But, okay, and I understand that. I do understand that point of let's let this guy shine. However, in every dorky group, you need someone to stand up. Real muscle. Yeah, Johnny Hungy's great, but, he's the one that's flexing at the bad guys, not really realizing that 10 is behind him with a baseball bat saying, run, motherfuckers. But Johnny Hungy's like,
the Hangman is their savior.
Well, we'll get into this second part. So, for whatever reason, again, Andrade takes out Evil Uno, takes out 10. 10 has a knee injury. Later on, we could do a backstage interview segment with John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And they're like, we don't have anyone. I guess we're just going to go
take on three guys.
Best friend. And then Hangman comes in and is like, you always had me. If they can't go, I'm in.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to leave you to get beat. Like, I'm here for you, man.
So now Friday night at Rampage, which we will be at, we have the best friends
because we're ballers.
Taking on Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order. Baby faces, Hangman, Orange Cassidy, best friends, Dark Order, nerds on nerds violent. I mean, what do we do here? How does this play out in your mind?
Yeah, so the cooler nerds are the best friends in Orange Cassidy, right? They're the cooler nerds.
I mean, sure. Sure. They're all nerds.
But man, I don't see anything that happens that leads us to dissension amongst the Dark Order and the Hangman, right? Like, something bizarre would have to happen in this match. And so I think we just get like a fun-loving, like, this is early, maybe. This is start the main show, right? And get us all happy. And I think the best friends win, and you got to give the people what they want.
And Hangman.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's something.
Wow.
There's melees going on all over the thing. Hangman's got a guy off on the side. He's throwing him off of the entranceway, and then somebody gets a roll up in the ring, right? Orange Cassidy.
That is interesting. So then let's fast forward. Let's get back to our all out picks here. We would then, in your world, I'll get to my side here in just a moment, but let's continue your thought here. So then we would have the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, taking on best friends in Orange Cassidy. And who wins this?
I think it's Kenny Omega and Young Bucks. I would want it so bad to be Orange Cassidy and the best friends, but I feel like they get, because they're the lovable nerds. They don't need, They don't need a title, right? The character isn't really helped a whole lot or hurt by not having it. So I think it's Omega and the Bucks. I think it's the Elite.
So let's go quick on a side quest here, because I have one question that ties into tonight's main event in regards to this matchup. So the Elite beat the Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. In Kenny Omega's entrance, it's all put downs of Will Ospreay. He's better looking. He sold more t-shirts. He's had better matches, all the stuff. During the match, they're going move for move, counter for counter, flips and shits. Do you think Will Ospreay sticks his nose in this match somehow and costs the Elite the Trios Championship?
That's a good point that I had not thought of. I think that very well could happen. Yeah, because I found it interesting that we've got, once again, they're kicking dirt in the face of Will Ospreay, making him look like a fucking cheese dick. I think that's an official term. Yeah. And, like, Will Ospreay doesn't seem like the guy who just goes quietly into the night, right? That character doesn't seem to be...
he's a prick.
Yeah, so, baby.
Yeah, so, okay. So then, but you're sticking with the Elite.
I mean, now that you said that, man, now you gotta... I don't know. Yeah, because I really want to see the best friends in Orange Cassidy with those trios titles, and people just being like, "What the fuck?" and pissed off about it. But yeah, I think somehow, yeah, yes, I'm gonna say yes because maybe the Kenny Omega Ospreay thing is still for down the road.
Yeah. Side note, before I give you kind of what I think will happen here, the best friends, Orange Cassidy, at some point during this run in AEW deserve some type of championships. I still think back during the pandemic when it was best friends, Santana and Ortiz, that best friends came out victors. They should have got a title match. They should have won the titles. You hit while the iron's hot, but it didn't happen. Now we got the trios thing. As much as we love the best friends with Orange Cassidy is the gimmick. It's the three of them. As much as we love Trent and Chuck Taylor, when it's Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy, that's when we're all invested into, okay, cool, we love this. So at some point, they deserve to be trios champions. But Tim, it's not going to be on Sunday night because they're not even going to make it there. On Friday night, Hangman and the Dark Order get the victory. Hangman gets the buckshot lariat, probably on Chuck Taylor. 1, 2, 3. Hey, we got a fun story. And then at the end of Rampage, we're going to get a fun Young Bucks coming up and saying, hey, I thought you said you weren't going to be in this tournament. Didn't you tell us when we asked you to be in this? You said no?
You said you didn't want to do it because you wanted those guys to shine, but you're here. You're shining with them. Yeah.
But now you're with them. And now you're going to take on us? Hey, we love the time with you.
They must be real good friends of yours.
Yeah. And we love the time with you, Hangman. But I guess we found Kenny Omega to be a little bit more trustworthy. Mm-hmm. And then we finally, I think you still have to pay it off in some regard. Maybe the Rampage fallout, something. Maybe the lead up to Dynamite sometime. Maybe the match, whatever it is. But we have to get the payoff because these are the executive vice presidents. They love their details. They're going to pay it off because they have the pencil, for lack of a better term. And I still think we're going to go back to when Kenny Omega left. Hey, guys, I haven't got a chance to see the match, but I got to go get some rest. Never knowing that the Young Bucks kind of gave the signal that Hangman could take out Kenny Omega. I think Kenny Omega has to turn that on the Young Bucks somehow, because as mentioned, when Kenny Omega came back to AEW, Don Callis was right there. And Don Callis doesn't miss anything.
Right. That's what I mean. It's very on brand for Don Callis and Kenny Omega to be like, everything is great, pal. And then Kansas City cunt punt. And then we go, oh, remember when you didn't get me any fucking napkins at McDonald's, but you got some for yourself, bitch? And then they, you know what I mean? They just fucking rock bottom or whatever it is, right? And then move on. Yeah.
I think this is the part, and maybe it is when they, because I think, so hold on, before we get there.
Hold on. Did you not like my storyline booking that I just put in there? Like,
I do.
Was mad because they didn't bring any napkins to him.
Well, that's after the the pattern has
Genius.
been
Hire me,
well,
Tony Khan.
right. Well, that's when the pattern has been established.
Yeah.
That's when you do that. But
Right.
you got to get the pattern established. And I think the way you do that is even a pre-match backstage promo where it's Don Callis, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, and Tony Schiavone's saying, hey, your trios championship match is going to be the first ever to crown in AEW. And the Young Bucks are like, yeah. And Kenny Omega's like, hey, guys, I can't wait. Hey, my shoulder's a little banged up from the match on Dynamite. I'm going to go to the doctor. And Don Callis stands there and goes, I know what you guys did when he faced Hangman. He doesn't know it yet, but I do. And then the Young Bucks are like, fuck. Like, shit. We really thought we were going to be friends with Hangman, but he kind of kicked us to the curb. Now we're going back to old faithful Kenny Omega. But Don Callis is in his ear saying they don't like you like you.
Don Callis even he like pulls out. He's got like the CD or like the DVD of it, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing with a DVD?" Like, what?
Or just the shot of Matt Jackson looking at Hangman. You can get the shot printed up and just.
Oh no, I think it's more cool if Callis has like something outdated, right? Like he's got the DVD.
Oh well,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah. That would be
DVD
funny.
of it? Right. Yeah, I think I like this idea, and I think yours is a better. Yeah, you've got a better overarching like canon storyline going than what I came up with. So I hope you're right. Right.
I got the Elite versus Hangman and the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where Hangman fails the Dark Order. I think we get something to the effect. I don't know how it's going to happen, but in my mind's brain, I have this thought that Hangman is almost looking for validation from the Dark Order to where now the shoe's on the other foot, if you get what I'm saying. Instead of the Dark Order wanting Hangman to join
right,
and
so
all
I got
this
it.
stuff.
So here's what happens. All right, so Kenny Omega he leaves the Young Bucks are like they're talking backstage with Kenny Omega and earlier happens what kind of what you said, right? Like Don Callis is like he doesn't know yet, but he's going to find out. And when he does, right? Like, and then Omega even mentions, he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to go back and watch my old match with Hangman to kind of get ready or whatever. And they're like sweating bullets. And then in mid-match, right, Omega does oh, sorry, can't hot tag you. I'm out, right? And then like the Young Bucks are like struggling and Hangman's sitting right there and he watches this all go down, but he remembers what they did for him. So he can't like, he like lets them get up, right? You know what I mean? And meanwhile, the other Young Buck comes in a super kick, roll up, pin, and now the Dark Order's over there like, what the fuck? Why didn't you fucking like we could have been triple tag, you know what I mean? Tag team champs of the world. And he's like, I'm sorry, guys. And they're like, what the fuck ever, man, right? And that starts the like anxiety Hangman. He starts screwing things up.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he allows to get kicked in the face, but doing something that helps the Young Bucks.
Right. When he thinks like they just got fucked over, he saw it. So he doesn't. So what it is like Young Buck 1 is like dead to the world, but he's trying to make that hot tag. Kenny Omega like does the hot, you know what I mean? Like the other Young Buck looks over and fucking Omega, you know what I mean? Rocks the other Young Buck out. And now, you know what I mean? Like Hangman's just standing there. He can just fucking take the pin, but he sees like what happened. So he's like, nah, man, like get up. We'll fight fair. Right? And then like as they start to fight fair, something happens. Hangman loses. Yeah. And then the fucking guys are like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah.
I like that. And then we're playing this whole thing with Hangman. Who does he love more? And Kenny Omega is still him.
But Kenny Omega is one of the champions now, right? So now he's the champ with the Young Bucks, but he's like, fuck you guys. I'm going to make sure you lose these titles as soon as possible, right? And they're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to be our friend and you're going to see, right? And so like they're trying to win matches and he's over there just kind of like fucking Orange Cassidying it during the matches, not tagging in, trying to sabotage. And then, but then the Young Bucks are like, you know what I mean? They're trying to talk to Hangman still. The bromance goes on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And each week you could do some type of BTE or backstage promo on Dynamite or Rampage where the Young Bucks look at Hangman and be like, you could have been the third guy.
No, it's not even that. Like they're all like, they're kind of doing the same, like awkward, like romantic comedy. We want to be together, but we can't. Right. And they're like, they're trying to go over what happened, right? And he's like, but you had to like super kick me right away. And he's like, well, man, he's like, I was trying to fight fair. And he's like, well, titles were on the line. They're like, it should have been you, man. And they're like, we could still make this right. Like, we could be the trios champions. Like, no, you've already got a partner. You know, they're like, man, don't say that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it could be great. It could be great.
It should be great. But we both agree the Elite will be the first ever AEW World Trios Championship. Champions, excuse me. All right, so let's get into a story that's not as fun as that one. But it should be fun because I think we're still going to get that payoff. Obviously talking about Wardlow and FTR taking on Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabian, Alex Shelley. I've said this for 3 weeks now. Forever long they've been doing Jay Lethal, Wardlow. The payoff is Wardlow power bombs Satnam Singh.
Yes. That's getting that. We're getting that. And I think Wardlow and FTR win this. Yeah,
they get it. Machine Guns say, Jay Lethal, you're a scumbag just like you were at Impact. We're out of here.
Yeah, after the loss, they fucking give him the how's your father? And
well, they're just like, you're weird. You're so weird and slimy.
Go off and they point and they fucking
and what's his name? Breaks pencils in front of him. Like, I'm gonna break your back like these pencils. Satnam Singh comes out. That's how we get Satnam Singh. And the Motor City Machine Guns, after getting their ass kicked by FTR, they can't defend themselves. Here comes Wardlow. We get chest fucking nipple or whatever because of the height difference.
Belly button.
And then we get the power bomb from Wardlow on Satnam Singh. That has to happen.
Has to happen.
This is not.
I'll ask for a refund if it doesn't happen.
This is not a pay-per-view quality event, segment, whatever you want to call it, if that doesn't happen, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's keep it moving. In a four-way match to determine the interim AEW World Championship, World Champion. I don't know why I keep saying championship. World Champion. We have Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida. Side note, tonight, these four women were in tag team action against each other. It was Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida taking on Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. It was not right before the main event, which kudos to whoever's booking that. Love that when you give me some originality. And those women killed it tonight. They legitimately got me interested in this four-way match because of how good they had chemistry in this tag match. So, Tim, who do you got in this four-way?
Oh man, this one's tough. It really kind of, I wish I knew some more behind the scenes, right? Like I know we say don't read the dirt sheets, but like because for sake of making a prediction here, if I knew that Thunder Rosa was coming back soon, I would say Toni Storm wins this. But I don't know that. So now I'm left with it's Britt Baker. Or I could see a Jamie Hayter, right? And we get the whole. You
love Jamie Hayter.
We get the whole what? But I'm also not discounting Shida, right? Like we've done that. But I'm gonna say Britt Baker wins this. That's where I'm gonna go. But outside dark horse is Jamie Hayter.
Okay, I like all that. Hikaru Shida's taking the pin. That's what she's here for. I love her. I thought she did great during the pandemic. I think she deserves a title run when we can revamp her character up a little bit more. And she deserves to be in front of fans as the champion because she did so well during the pandemic. But she's here to take the loss.
Jamie Hayter.
Well, I think Jamie Hayter does hit her finisher on Hikaru Shida. Jamie Hayter goes for the pin. Britt Baker looks at her and says, "The fuck are you doing? This is my thing." And then they kind of have a beef. I think Britt Baker hits the stomp on Jamie Hayter. So now the fallout is those two are going to go after each other. And I think Toni Storm comes out.
It's the roll up or whatever.
Yeah, looking like the victorious woman here. She becomes your interim champion to then have Thunder Rosa come back. Friend, hey, your belt. Let's not be like Punk and Moxley. This is respectable. I wish they would say that. I wish, because now this is the second interim situation they have. They should allude to the first one.
Yeah, she could even be like, I'm not sandbagging nothing here. Let's be friendly and straight up.
Yeah, or just There's no animosity.
Right.
We wrestled once, and then this is where Thunder Rosa, I think, should lean into saying things like this. Again, let's say Toni Storm wins. That's what I'm predicting. When Thunder Rosa is able to come back, they have an in-ring promo or a backstage promo, or as I prefer, because promos shouldn't be in the ring. And Thunder Rosa's, I am so excited that you got this interim championship. We should have a match to unify the championships. Now, last time we did this, I beat you, but hey, you're getting better. Just being such a condescending prick the entire time.
We'll see if you can get closer to beating me this time.
Exactly. Just little things where it's not honestly being conniving. It's not the MJF heel thing where it's like a backhanded compliment. It's a blind spot. Yeah. She's just legitimately like, well, no, you can't beat me.
Yeah. Oblivious to other people's like feelings or thoughts, or just being like, they just say it in passing. Then it's like, you don't think I've got a shot. You don't think I can beat you.
Or they have a little interview segment or something. Toni Storm walks off, and then Ruby Soho walks in and is like, Thunder, that was really rude what you said. And Thunder says to Ruby, what? Really? But she can't beat me.
Like, you're being rude right now, bitch.
Well, no, I don't want to go
yeah,
heel.
that's
I
true.
just
That's
want
right.
it to be like just a complete blind spot. I think that's a very interesting point, or interesting part of the Thunder Rosa character, because let's not forget, the way Thunder Rosa came into AEW was from NWA. Remember, she was the NWA Women's Champion. The whole thing that started Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, is Britt Baker did the "You Don't Belong Here" to Thunder Rosa. I think to get Thunder Rosa some character development, we go back to that. We make her feel like she's on an island where Toni Storm is friends with Ruby Soho and all of the ex-WWE girls and, other talents, right, that are in the locker room. Britt Baker obviously has all the originals, Jamie Hayter, Jade Cargill, all of those girls. So what does that leave Thunder Rosa? Well, there's Serena Deeb, but Serena Deeb doesn't give a shit about her. So you've got Thunder Rosa just essentially living on this island by herself, and make her like completely dumb to like the situation of like, why does anyone like me? And then go into the, you guys think I'm a punk. You guys think I'm a loser. Well, now I'm proving you wrong. And then you go with that. That's what I think you should do. But
I like that.
That's down the road.
Geez, I didn't realize we'd been getting so much chat action over here on the YouTube. Look at all that stuff over there.
Yeah, it's great.
Look, I won't read them out now because it's just too many, but everybody should join in the chat. Looks like Tom's been responding. We'll read some on the show here as we pay attention. Fun fact, I'm down to one screen. I normally have the two screens. This is where we could use Theo's help. Broke my computer screen, so I'm on the second monitor, but I have a protection plan. Got to mail it in, but I had to wait until tomorrow for you, the fans. So that means you should donate us some money. SpanishAnnounceTable.net. Use the PayPal link. Give us some money. Give us some money. How much you got on your wallet?
The other thing that I would encourage you to do is you can talk amongst yourself too. Don't feel like you always have to talk to Tim and I. If Theo and Devil Vamp, for example, if you two want to talk to each other about a segment we may not get to or we haven't talked about yet, by all means, have some fun. We'll read it if it's interesting.
Listen, talk to each other. Don't talk to me. Like fucking.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about something that maybe we missed, go at it. And we might bring attention to it. Yep. So I'm just saying you don't have to talk just to us.
But for anybody listening back to the podcast, this is a good reminder that we do this live. You can watch us on the YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, SpanishAnnounceTable.net. SpanishAnnounceTable.net's got all the links for all the other ones. Go find us and, see us in Chicago because we're ballers.
So let's move on to that night on Sunday for All Out. It's the casino ladder match. Now, winner receives a future AEW World Championship match. The participants are as follows: Claudio, Yuta, Penta, Rey Fenix, Rush, Andrade, Dante Martin, and TBD, which, if you don't know what that means, it's to be determined. So a couple questions.
What is the prize again? It's a
winner receives a future AEW World Championship match. Tim.
This could be where we get the return. But I think this is where they make us think we're getting the return, and we don't get the return. So I feel like Claudio maybe pulls this down.
Okay. I don't hate that idea. Now, Claudio's your Ring of Honor world champion.
Yes, and I think he gets this hey, I'm going to be whatever, and we book this ROH world champion versus AEW world champion, and the ROH champion comes up just short.
Well, but then do you book yourself in a corner and you say champion versus champion, winner takes all? Now you've had someone who has two belts.
I don't think you do winner takes all. I think you've got Claudio's trying to be Claudio two champions,
Right, okay.
And he just doesn't quite get there, right? And then maybe the BCC's like, see, you weren't violent enough.
Oh, well, see, I still think we need to go with that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's put your money where your mouth is. Who is the mystery participant? Who is TBD?
Gosh, I don't even know. I mean, I think we could get like an NJPW person maybe. Like nobody's coming to mind. Like I don't think we're going to get this somebody we've been forgetting about or anything. We might just get like a Forbidden Door person. Right? Maybe we get Nick Gage, right?
Okay. Hey, I don't hate that idea. I love it if it would be Nick Gage. I'm packing my...
Bringing a pizza cutter?
I'm packing my MDK shirt. I have my pizza cutter packed already.
Your scissors too?
I got my scissors too. Don't worry about it. I got all the materials I need.
By the way, I'm mostly packed. I'm ready to go.
I'm done.
Yeah. I need one more pair of underwear. It's in the wash.
Jeez. So I think I said this last week. I still own up to it. I think the elephant in the room, and I'm not saying this because he's big, but your biggest name draw, your biggest name draw who's not on this card, in my opinion, is Samoa Joe.
I like that. Yep. Samoa Joe.
And if Claudio's your ROH champion, there's no reason that Samoa Joe as your TV champion can't also be in this match. And I think the Joe chance will be fun. I think him and Rey Fenix can have some cool spots. I think him and Andrade can obviously have some cool spots. I think he's a perfect fit for this. Now, who do I think is going to win? That's the hardest one here, because they're kind of all mid-tier.
They're all the same,
right?
Yeah, they're all the same guy.
No one's ascending. I'm going to go out on a limb. Not confident. I wouldn't put any money on it. But I'm going to say, for the sake of picking someone, I'm taking Dante Martin. I think Dante Martin gets the victory. He needs something to do. I think him, again, this doesn't have to be like the Money in the Bank where let's have a 10-month feud or whatever, a 3-month feud. It could easily just be he's cashing in 2 weeks, and it's going to be champion John Moxley taking on Dante Martin.
Tom, I'm betting you a jumbo hot dog and a large beer at the stadium that doesn't happen.
Dante Martin?
Yeah.
So you got TBD.
No, I think Claudio. I mean, yeah, TBD. If it was Joe, I can't name TBD as the winner without knowing who TBD is. What if TBD was Marco Stunt? You know what I mean? Like in that.
And here's my process of elimination. I'll go through it real quick. Claudio is your ROH champion. They've got a TV show coming soon. He's got to focus on that.
Do they?
Yeah, it's being rumored that like it's coming close. Yuta and Claudio cancel each other out. So Yuta's gone too. Penta and Rey Fenix, they cancel each other out. So they're gone. Rush and Andrade, they cancel each other out because they're a tag team. They're done. So all you got left is Dante Martin and TBD. I think TBD is going to be a fun one, but it's not going to be a brand new person thing. Oh shit. You know who it could be? Nah, I still want Joe. I want Joe, but now this came to my mind. Could be who debuted tonight on AEW Dynamite, making their second appearance, but looks to be their first as a AEW roster member, W. Morrissey. Morrissey gets in there.
Dude's getting beefed up, man. He's getting look. He was entertaining and had, an inkling of charisma as the big Cass with Enzo. Since he's a bit kind of the, hey, guy, this is my line kind of, promo style. And so I'm a little worried about W. Morrissey, right? But it looks like he's here to stay. He's part of this.
And he's with Stokely.
Yeah, he's with this Stokely group who I don't even know.
So he
who
doesn't
all's
need
in
to
this now.
talk.
He's got the Ass Boys. He's got Morrissey. He's got
Ethan Page.
He's got one of the
Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, he's got Lee Moriarty, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for now.
That's a decent little faction.
I know.
The Ass Boys and W. Morrissey, if we could loosen him up a little bit. Like this current thing, like I get the monster and nobody can, because he's big as shit. He's 7 foot tall and you can't teach that. So like, but if we could get a little bit more of the you can't teach that back in there, right? Maybe Stokely can help with some of that and the Ass Boys can. But I don't know. I need a little bit more from the Morrissey, but like, how do you not sign that guy if you own a pro wrestling company, right?
How do you not ask him for a haircut though?
Yeah. He does look like he's playing for like a 1978.
Oh, he looks like the backup singer of Puddle of Mud. Like, I just think his look facially and everything is just not good. Get a haircut, man. Change something up.
He's the guy who plays bass when the regular bass player is sick on the tour.
Yeah.
For Puddle of Mud.
Right. When the lead singer doesn't want to come out for his encore, Morrissey walks out and then does it for him. Yeah. Sits in a chair so he can't tell the difference. Right. Like, he looks like a 90s, early 2000s rock singer. Yeah. I swear to God. So yeah, all right, there we go. Oh yeah, there he is with who's the other one? Kid Rock. He's out there with Kid Rock.
Yeah, he's Kid Rock's backup bassist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's out there with Creed. He's playing a reunion tour with Creed.
Dude, all right, we're coming up. This is episode 398. And we've got episode 400 coming up. And amongst that time, we've done various podcasting ventures. But one thing has stayed true. We find a way to shit on Kid Rock at least once a quarter, right? Like, we got to find a way to, like, give that guy a good old Kansas City cunt punt. Fuck that guy.
I'd do it to him in person, too. He's a bitch. Yeah, what a dumbass. His biggest hit is him just saying his name. You know, hey, who sings that one song where it goes, my name is Kid? He sucks.
Yeah, and then his other hit was not actual words.
Yeah.
He just fucking...
Yeah, it's just gibberish. After
that was the same song, right? I mean, fucking Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, if you have the same song, AC/DC made 11 albums off of it, so I'm not saying that.
No, I think this is the actual same song. I think the one you're talking about and the song I'm talking about is the same song.
And he had that other one. Fuck that guy. He sucks. He is bad at life. All right, so then let's move on. So then we have, in a singles match, Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Now, tonight on Dynamite, backstage, we have Daniel Garcia with his Kid Rock backup singer haircut, telling Chris Jericho, my allegiance is with you. You're my guy. JS all the way. Jericho's like, damn right. So we get Jake Hager versus Bryan Danielson. And Bryan Danielson, give him a raise. Whatever raise you are going to give MJF, give it to Danielson now, because he gave Jake Hager the best match he ever had in his life. That was the best Jake Hager has ever looked. So Danielson
he said he was going to do it.
Money.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it. Yeah.
He deserves all the monies for that.
I think you brought up, you said, hey, look, Jake Hager is believable in his role. And if somebody was going to get a good match out of him, as long as Hager listened to the person leading the match, it was going to be Bryan Danielson. So I think that didn't shock me, right? Like, that was a good match because Bryan Danielson said, hey, stay in here. I'm going to fucking do this here. You're going to do this here. All right, hit me with the fucking schnabitz over here. And, right.
There we go.
Yeah.
So post-match, we get 2.0, then we get BCC. They fight to then go to the back, which then leaves Jericho to run down to the ring with the chair, and he goes to hit Danielson, and here comes Garcia, and he grabs the chair from Jericho. I was like, you don't have to do that. Like, stop it. It's so dumb. Don't pick on the guy I like. Like, I like you, but I also like him. And all the time that they're having this conversation, Danielson's standing back there like, I'm going to hit him in the face. I'm going to hit Jericho in the face. Jericho then turns around, takes a knee right to the noggin. And hey, Danielson's looking great. And Garcia looks like he just saw that his dog got kicked in the stomach because he didn't know what to do after that. So that all leads us to Sunday night. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Tim, who do you got?
This one's a tough one, but I feel like Bryan Danielson gets the win because somehow Daniel Garcia fucks up again. If we don't get the full on like Garcia is out and now, with the BCC we get another of this like he fucking cost him the match, right? So I think that's where we're going, and I think Danielson wins.
What do you want though? I'll give you two scenarios. Do you want Garcia leaves the JAS and joins the BCC, or do you want Garcia doubles down with Jericho, which then leads to an ultimate feud between Danielson and Garcia?
Yeah, I like that idea because honestly, the BCC is just not cool to me. Right? Like I'm just not. They're not doing it right. They say like we're about violence, and I don't see a whole lot of it. And
well, Moxley's bleeding every time.
Yeah, well, Moxley is bleeding every time. That's true. But it feels like Moxley is not BCC unless like it's a BCC thing, right? Moxley's over here doing Moxley things, and then when there's a BCC thing, like Moxley's here, right? But yeah, I don't know. I would prefer Garcia stick around with. I like seeing him more with like juxtaposed against the 2.0 and the Jericho.
Yeah, I like the idea of Danielson and Garcia now double down. You were my hero, but you got to never meet your heroes because they're never going to live up to it. I got to take them out now. And Danielson saying, this new wave of pro wrestlers isn't going to take me out. I'm still here. God damn it. That kind of thing. But if we were betting, I think Garcia cost Jericho the match because I think down the line somehow, not next week, not a month, not like that, but somewhere down the line, I see infighting between the Blackpool Combat Club because they're still like some are coming through babyface, some are coming through heels, Moxley's coming through the crowd, so they're still not cohesive. I know they win a match here and there and stuff like that, but they're not cohesive. So I think my way of training pro wrestlers is the best is still going to happen. And maybe that's where Yuta and Garcia run it back as the pupil of Danielson versus the pupil of Claudio or the pupil of Moxley, whatever it is. And there's infighting. And so you need another person other than Yuta. And so that makes sense for it would be so that it would be Garcia.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Next week, Garcia and Yuta are taking on each other in a match, I believe, for the Pure Championship again. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Going on over here in the chat, Theo said, what is the SAT Amazon link? And, I put that down. I think it's still functional. Maybe I'll give that to you in the DMs there, Theo,
directly.
because we have not been publicly trying to promote Amazon, so we kind of took that down. But hey, if you're buying a bunch of Amazon and our displeasure, if it's not going to stop you, we'll take his money. So we will send you that link directly. But he also said rock the Chiefs jerseys in Chicago. And I didn't pack a Chiefs jersey, but there will be some Spanish Announce Table shirts to be seen.
There will be Spanish Announce Table
fifth
shirts.
row at Art of War Games 2. So, we may be able to be seen there very easily. I forget where our tickets are at the All Out and the Rampage, but if you're in Chicago, of course, just be looking for us. How can you forget these faces?
Can I tell you a quick side note about football jerseys? I've never worn one as an adult. Here's why.
I have one, but I've never worn it. You know what I mean?
Here's why I don't own one and I don't like it. It's because it's the uniform of someone else's job.
Yeah.
So, kids, I get it, right? You want to grow up and be this? Awesome. But I'm 36 years old, right? I will wear things that support the people I like, Travis Kelce, right? But this isn't his uniform. It'd be like if I supported Spanish Announce Table, I'm going to wear the Spanish Announce Table shirt. But if I support you as a mailman, I'm not going to wear the mailman outfit and be like, Tim is the best. So that's why I don't wear jerseys. But I get it.
Next time we find something to have a wager on, I think your punishment will be you have to wear a mailman outfit and say Tim is the best.
I like it. That'd be fun.
That's fun. Yeah. All right.
All right, so let's get back into it. So let's get into now the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. It is Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland taking on The Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. The Acclaimed have arrived. Will they be the new champions at All Out?
Fuck yes. Everybody loves The Acclaimed. They might.
Everybody loves The Acclaim.
They might not, though. I'm a little worried, but I'm going to say yes because believe it to achieve it, Tom.
I think they will because I think, as I believe I said last week, we're getting the payoff of Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee.
I hope so. Because I want The Acclaimed. I want to fucking.
Well, and I want Swerve Strickland to be. I think. If you put everyone in a room, Swerve Strickland is getting the most attention because he's the coolest guy there. So I want Swerve Strickland to start bumping up against Jon Moxley, bumping up against CM Punk.
Yeah,
and then you're starting to see how dorky Moxley and Punk are when they're actually next to a real cool person. That's what I want.
I like that idea. And I just want that to happen because I want The Acclaim to win. I just want The Acclaim to have the tag team titles. I'm going to scissor you, Tom. When it happens, we're scissoring.
Of course.
Yes.
I might scissor you at the airport when I see you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so we're
scissors for everybody.
Scissoring for everyone. So we're picking The Acclaimed. I like that. So now let's move on to, it says here, Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy, but that is not correct.
That's not true.
It is Christian Cage versus Jack Perry. And hot damn, if Jack Perry did not get me to fully believe in everything he said in this promo tonight on Dynamite, this was a woo. God damn. Do more of this with him, right?
Yeah.
As much as he can do the Christian, you're a pussy and all the fun stuff in the ring. Again, I think all wrestlers should be doing this type of stuff where you produce it, you make it look good, and you make it have him do a couple takes.
Yeah.
It seemed like. So this was awesome.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I think this is better than a standing in the ring face off, you know what I mean, where he's got to make sure he remembers his lines, right? If we can take a couple shots at it, if we can get the good editing in there, I would might have even touched this up even a little more. But I think, I like this better than just, let's do a contract signing in the ring or whatever. I mean, I felt like I'm with this particular storyline, all of the fire came out in the first couple of segments, right? It was the Christian turns, it was his promo, and then it was Jungle Boy comes out and calls him a pussy, and then it was a little bit, but then it's kind of, now we're in just kind of this, oh yeah, I remember what you said, fuck you too, right? So I'm ready for it to happen finally. We're going to get this moment, and Jungle Boy wins this.
Oh, you think so?
Ooh, I forgot. There's the still dark dinosaur. You're right. Christian wins this. Yeah. I forgot about the dark dinosaur because we were meant to forget about it. He was nowhere to be seen this week.
That's why you do the one-on-one and you don't have it in the ring, because then you would think, oh, well, then here comes Luchasaurus. If you do it backstage, especially in that setting, it felt like no one else was there except for the cameraman, Jim Ross, Christian, and Jack Perry.
Undisclosed location.
Exactly.
Dinosaur wasn't even invited.
So Luchasaurus cost Jack Perry the match. Then we're getting Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus going this way. And I think we're going to get Christian. Hey, I'm the coolest guy here. I want my title shots. I would not be shocked if they run it back with Christian Cage gets the secondary championship like he did with Impact, where Christian Cage becomes the first real title contender for Claudio. I would not be shocked to see Claudio versus Christian Cage at your first Ring of Honor pay-per-view or whatever the Ring of Honor TV show is.
Christian's been winning all these, you know what I mean, matches and titles and whatnot. And
Ring of Honor right there for you. All right, so let's move on. We've got Ricky Starks taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse. Although they've changed his music, I don't like this. Have you seen the new presentation of Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah.
doing like the Chris Masters one knee coming through the middle.
Don't do that.
He's a gangster. He's the muscle. He likes New Jack City. He's New Jack City.
Right.
He's not Chris
you're
Masters.
Right. Yeah, I don't know where we go with this, man. I feel like Ricky Starks has to win this, but I mean, then what did you do with Hobbs?
Well, you could just make it. I mean, a heel powerhouse, for lack of a better term, can always reset.
Can just start beating people up again.
Yeah, you guys reset him.
So Starks wins this.
I would think so. Yeah.
And we're all gonna stick there and do the thing.
You can do that.
Yeah. No.
By the way,
you're gonna fucking do it, or you don't get any scissoring.
I contribute to another podcast, side note, called One Fall with Ron Funches.
You're cheating on the Spanish announce table.
Hey, sometimes you got these hot takes and one time a week isn't enough.
Oh, we're not enough for you. All right.
I actually got to talk to Ricky Starks, asked him some questions. He thought they were all great. Check it out. One Fall with Ron Funches. This week, I actually talked to Tony Schiavone, and I got a 9.5 out of 10 on my It's Sting. That was me. Suck it. All right. So the next up for the AEW TBS Championship, it is champion Jade Cargill versus Athena. Is this where the streak ends, Tim?
No.
I hope not.
No. Yeah. Jade Cargill has to win this, but man, she's got to lose at some point to go for the world title, right?
Right. That's the thing. At some point, she has to lose to someone. But if it's this dork, Athena, who is one of the worst characters in AEW,
she should be in the Dark Order. She's that dork level. Yes.
She is. Yes, with the stupid wings. Oh my God.
She can become the muscle instead of 10.
Oh, well, she could just be the muscle for Johnny Hungy. I think that would be
yes,
keep 10 in there. You know? Because then you could do mixed tags with Athena and 10. Tim, yes. Athena is the Dark Order.
Right.
The stupid wings thing that she does.
Yeah.
The haircut that's
perfect fit for the Dork Order. Yes.
The Dork Order and Athena. I have never heard a better idea, I think, in my life. That is it. That is it.
All right. Thanks for watching the Spanish Announce Table. We'll see you next week.
Man, that is it.
All right.
Jade Cargill wins. Yeah. She has to lose to someone. But God almighty, I hope it is not Athena, because that ain't it. She sucks. I'm serious.
She's not good.
One of the worst characters in AEW.
Yeah.
And there was at one point a librarian.
But she is no character. She feels like a redo of like the Bayley character was original, but it feels like the same thing. Like where we've talked about the Four Horsewomen always felt like they were cosplaying wrestling, maybe Charlotte aside, right? And then Becky when she started doing her own thing. But like we've said, it was like they feel like they're just pretending to be pro wrestlers, and that's what Athena feels like.
Let me clarify. Her matches are very entertaining. I like her finisher. It's one of the best in pro wrestling. It's captivating. I think her in-ring style is very good. She can wrestle very good matches with probably any woman in the world. Her character, though, I want to crumble up and throw in the trash. It's just absolutely horrible. Unless it's in the Dork Order, then it fits 100%.
Exactly.
Keep it all day.
Yes.
Because then it's almost like going to the dark side WWE. Then you could do the Nikki ASH thing with Athena and the Dork Order.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There you have something fun. Not superhero like, but still the whole I'm mysterious, like a hurricane. Molly Holly, when she was Molly Holly doing the thing with Hurricane.
Yeah.
That.
Right.
Something to that effect. All right. Tim, I don't care. Shut up. This is my favorite match of the night. I don't care. Kick me in the shin if you want. I don't care what you have to say. It's the House of Black taking on Miro, Darby Allin, and Sting. Tim, I've been a wrestling fan for 33 years. When I was a kid, I didn't have enough money to come when WCW would come to town. So I've never seen Sting wrestle. I get to see Sting wrestle.
Seen it on TV hundreds of times.
Never seen it in person. I want to see a Stinger splash. I don't give a Tim. I hand on a Bible. I don't care what happens on any of this stuff, as long as I get a Stinger splash. I want a Stinger Splash. I've been waiting this for my entire life. All of my conscious living, I've been wanting to see in person Stinger Splash.
Tom's going to float in air when we get this Stinger Splash. I'm going to have to like hold him down.
Better get your cameras ready. You better get your cameras ready. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I'm giddy. I am the nerd.
I can see it.
And the reason why Sting is still wrestling.
Your chest is swelling up. You're like, ready to...
I love it. Cannot wait. I also love Miro.
Yeah.
I know. Miro's amazing. And what did you think of this promo tonight? So Miro cuts his not typical, but his standard in the dark promo. But then he's joined by Darby Allin, who brings up an interesting fact. He brings up his own faults to create division in the House of Black, where he says, Brody King is just beating my ass without your help, Alistair. Like, what are you even needed for? Once they see that, you're done, pal. And then Sting comes in like Grandpa Goth and is like, hey, fellas, it's showtime. He's shucking and jiving back out the shadows.
I don't know what that was. That kind of ruined everything. Because again, like Miro's awesome as always. Darby comes in. I was like, all right, this fits, right? It's fine. It's good. It's fitting. And then Sting comes in. He's like, all right, everybody. It's like, okay, calm it down, buddy.
Neat.
Thanks, Grandpa.
And then Miro still has to talk after that. That was what was even funnier, is because like he does, it's showtime, and then Miro has to be like, and then this is the word of the Redeemer,
right,
So I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was fun. House of Black, Miro, Darby Allin, and Sting. Who do you think wins this one?
House of Black. I think we get a continuation of the Miro fighting God through the House of Black. Yeah, because Sting and Darby Allin can take this loss. They can take every loss.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
Brody King could pin Darby Allin, and it would totally make sense because we've already seen it once before. So that
Brody King has Darby Allin-sized tattoos on his neck. So it's totally believable.
Yeah. Because as we're going through this card, it's a lot of, we like this person, so they should win. And I think with a good card, you need a little mix of both to where it's like, oh, I didn't want them to lose. And I think this is one of those matches where it's like, oh, man, for me, it's like, I wanted Sting to win, but it's not going to happen because House of Black is actually a gimmick. And this is a makeshift 3-man tag. So, and going back to that trios world championship, again, we're going to need some trios that look strong. House of Black winning this can then do a match with the Elite, for example.
Yeah.
So, all right, Tim. We're now at the main event, match 14. We get 14 matches on Sunday night.
That's crazy.
We're gonna be there for a while. We
it's like
might
a WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is the WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so we get Jon Moxley, your champion, taking on former champion and your number one contender, apparently. Well, I guess it was an open challenge, so maybe not. But the challenger, CM Punk. Tim, what did you think of tonight's episode in regards to our main event match for Sunday?
So I like how we started with Moxley and he's coming out. And by the way, we got to tweet the table. What is a tweet the table, you ask? Well, you use hashtag tweet the table on Twitter and we'll read them on the show just like this from @the JGK, Mr. Joe Kelly. He says, wouldn't quite classify Moxley as a squash match beast, more like an upgraded Sandman. Lol, hashtag tweet the table. And I feel like that's a good comparison, right?
Hey,
I don't know if upgraded, but like updated maybe.
Well, upgraded. He can actually wrestle.
Well, yes, actually wrestle. Now, as far as like being a crazy character that we know the Sandman to be, Sandman did it better, right? But that's because he really was that shit. And I mean, Moxley, to some extent, yes, but
Let's go back a trip down memory lane with Spanish Announce Table when we interviewed a wrestler by the name of Dean Ambrose, and we asked him who is his favorite pro wrestler. He answered by saying the Sandman. I don't know whatever happened to Dean Ambrose, but this new Jon Moxley guy looks a lot like him. And so maybe it's the same person. Maybe I don't know. I don't watch a lot of wrestling.
There you go. Once we did the I'm leaving the contract, I was like, all right, this is going one of two ways. CM Punk is signing that contract, or we're seeing something that coming way out of left field, right? Like we're getting the MJF thing or whatever. So the moment Ace Steel comes out, and I'm like, oh, here we go, right? Like the writing was on the wall, and the announcers kind of gave it away, if I'm being honest, right? They're like, oh, good friend of CM Punk's, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would have done it that way necessarily, and not let alone what we got to later. But
I think it was done too quick. I think if you would have let it breathe for tonight, and you had Ace Steel grab that contract. And you could have even had John Moxley acknowledge it, do like a road to All Out, and he has a championship belt on his shoulder, and he's like, I'm waiting for a challenger. CM Punk, I see your buddy grab that piece of paper. I don't know if he's going to have to fight your battles for you, but we'll see Sunday night. Yeah. Something like that.
He trained you. He can get this ass whooping for you too.
Right. And then the night of the pay-per-view, you have Moxley come out in his gear. Hey, Steel. I saw you grab that contract. Get out here. Looks like it's me and you. Ace Steel walks out. Even it plays music, right? Come up with some music. Have him come out. And then he goes, oh, you've got a fight tonight, but it's not with me. And then da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Punk comes out. Oh, no. And then we're doing it right now. Because now we have enough time to analyze and review and critique and what I love and what I hate. If you do it right in the moment, it's fresh, it's spontaneous, it's raw, and you're in the moment. Now we've got too much time to think about this.
But just the like how this played out. So Punk comes out and he's all, woe is me, I broke my foot, I got surgery, broken again, I'm not good enough, I suck. And Ace Steel comes out and he's like, hey, snap out of it, bitch. And he's like, you do this for home. And he's like, you know what? Like all of a sudden just is like shaking the ropes. And I'm just like, we went 180 out of nowhere, right? Like there was like all of a sudden he's just like, first of all, your foot's fine. So it was fine before, but you just felt like a loser. Like, I don't get what's going on. And now I'm like, fine. I expected we were getting Moxley Punk before last week's, whatever the fuck that was. So this doesn't bother me necessarily. Like I thought this was the match we were getting for weeks. So I'm like, okay, they tried to stall and they tried to get creative with the stall, but I just don't think it came up great. I don't think they pulled it off well.
And because it kind of stings to say this, but you had Punk talk. You can fill in a lot of the blanks if he does it the night of. And again, Ace Steel says, and I'm just saying this because I like the idea, it can be done differently. But if you do it the night of, with Punk just walks out, answers that open challenge, now we've got two guys fighting. We can fill in some of those blanks ourselves. Oh, yeah, he doesn't care. His foot is all numbed up from the doctor, or he had some, acupuncture, whatever, or, what we can make those stories up in our head to make sense of the match, because we do that with movies and everything else. We could do it with pro wrestling. When you say, like we did tonight, Punk hulked up, which is so funny for someone who hates Hulk Hogan so fucking much, for you to do the most 1986 Hulk Hogan promo is just chef's kiss irony. Like, good night, Punk.
I wouldn't have seen Brett doing this, right?
And also, here's the other thing that you allowed Punk to talk, and it kind of is he made it the Chicago thing. And I understand the fight is going to take place in Chicago, but you know who doesn't give a shit about Chicago? Everyone who's not from there.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
St. Louis doesn't give a shit. Ask St. Louis people how they feel about Chicago.
I checked with folks here in Kansas City. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Long Island, they don't give a shit. We saw that when Punk walked out. So you made it this city story, which is going to give you a good pop and get you excited as a pay-per-view fan, I imagine. However, I don't want him to win for Chicago.
Yeah. I don't want him to win at all.
Well, but
I really don't want him to win for Chicago.
If he had some, something on the line, this is going to be the last time. I had a repaired foot. If my repaired foot can't go, then I'm going to the wheels fall off. This is my retirement versus title match. Something like that. I don't think you should have done that, but I'm just saying something with stakes attached to it. Okay, I might root for Punk in this situation. But when you say Chicago, my dirt's better than everyone else's dirt, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a worse version of the United States is the best. All you foreigners you're not better than us. We've got the moxie, no pun intended, but we got the gall. We got that perseverance. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's how unstable am I supposed to believe? For me, is CM Punk that like you can go from like look behind us now if you're watching live, like you can go from I can't barely walk out here. I'm sorry I let you all down to raving, you know what I mean? Like veins popping out of your neck, like I'm doing this for Chicago. Look, I love A Steel, but like this speech was fine, but it wasn't moving. Like I didn't like I need to do this for Chicago. Like it was weird. I don't know.
Some of the things I will say, the A Steel portion of this segment actually got me fired up. For A Steel to smack him in the face, slip up an F word, and then the best part of the promo for me was a little detail that just showed the coach student perspective or aspect of their relationship. A Steel is talking to the fans about like how great CM Punk is, and I forget what he's saying, but he just grabs him by his jacket and pulls him, just like a football coach does to a freshman that's in the wrong position on the offensive line or in basketball.
He coached him up.
Yeah, but he's just grabbing him, and CM Punk is just like you were saying, the sad dog like following him around, and when he takes that smack, it fires him up. I didn't hate that it fired him up. That part made sense, right? Someone gets you riled up, you're gonna forget, adrenaline takes over. I understand. The thing that I didn't like was it was Chicago. Chicago is what got you fired up. Last time you wrestled in Chicago that you love so much, you lost twice to MJF.
People from Chicago love them some Chicago. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
I mean, everyone thinks that their dirt is better than everyone else's dirt.
Yeah, but them Chicago people are ready to fight over it.
Chicago and New Yorkers. And then you get even more
Boston
dissected into New York where it's like Bronx or Manhattan, all that, the BX, all that. Shut up. You had no choice in it. Why did you take pride in something you had no choice in? Like, it's the silliest concept I've ever thought in my life. It's like, you didn't pick. You didn't, before birth, say, I pick the sunshine of Florida. You just were fucking born in Florida, you know? So why do you take pride in it?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and then also, why do you think your place is any different? Like there isn't another ghetto in a different city or restaurant or grocery store. It's all the fucking same with just some coastal differences or like
all of America has the same lack of culture. All right, pal.
I'm talking about
even the world.
The whole world.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's just your climate's different, but everything is basically the fucking same. So shut up. No one cares. No one cares where you're from. If you identify with your city, you probably didn't graduate high school. Like that's most likely your education level. You're pretty dumb. You probably forget your middle name from time to time. Like, I don't want to be around you if you take that much pride in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go Moxley. I got Moxley. Fuck Punk.
Yeah. Oh, I want Moxley to win so bad, but I feel like
he's not. It's the Chicago.
It's Chicago. It's Punk. We get the final Punk run that we were gonna. But I like, and I don't know if we were getting worked or if there truly was a lot of heat backstage over the Punk thing. So I could see where like we don't get Punk winning the title again. But I think Punk wins. Yeah.
Side note. Let's go back to the Punk promo before Ace Steel. You love Chicago so much, except for one heckler who you said doesn't get laid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I love this city, except for that fat guy. Fuck him. Like, what? And he kind of realized it. I think he got emotional, and then later was like, I probably shouldn't have said that. I think he caught himself.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I should have been the baby face. I'm supposed to be a goddamn baby face. But there proves your point. Like, he's a heel. He's a natural heel.
Yeah, he is.
I like CM Punk as a dickhead. I would hang out with heel CM Punk. Babyface CM Punk, I would push down a flight of stairs. I do not care about that guy. But heel CM Punk, he wants to go get whatever. He's straight edge, so he doesn't get a drink. If he wants to go get milkshakes, I'm fucking going down to get milkshakes.
Let's go get a milkshake.
He's cool as shit. Babyface CM Punk is corny as fuck. No thanks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Also, with this match, one thing I wanted to talk about tonight. What did you think about 2 weeks in a row now? John Moxley says something, CM Punk says something. We think CM Punk kind of gets the last word or the last haha in a segment that they're in together, or in this case, dueling promos. And then again, for the second week in a row, John Moxley's like, fuck that. No, I'm coming out here and I'm saying more shit.
Yeah.
Last week, he beat up Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. This week, he just walks out and is like,
I like the idea of the unhinged John Moxley, right? Like,
that is unhinged.
You think you fucking say something? No, I got something to say. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, I like that.
And I loved the just the gravitas of just, your boy is going to get hurt now. Why did he have to say it? He was almost sad for the city, where he was like, okay, this guy's going to get hurt. That sucks for you all. You're going to see someone damn near die on Sunday night.
It's going to happen.
Shouldn't have said it. Damn it. Sucks for you guys. And by the way, if you don't like me, eat a dick. Like, I don't know
what he said.
I think
that's
what
he said. Yeah.
I think he said. That's what he said before he threw the microphone.
Right.
So we got John Moxley versus CM Punk. If we're betting money, let's be honest, we're probably going to pick CM Punk. But our hearts are with the Lunatic Fringe. Well, no, he's not the Lunatic Fringe in AEW, but John Moxley.
Right, yeah.
He's the same,
yeah.
So that is AEW All Out. We are going there. We're also going to Rampage, which we touched on a little bit. Tim, I'm not meaning to put you on the spot here, but let's talk a little bit before we jump out the door here of our Saturday night festivities, GCW. What are you looking forward to as we kind of look at this card as far as GCW, the Art of War games?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I have not been like up to speed on all of the GCW things. I haven't watched the last couple events. So let's pull up the card, huh? You got the card up? Let me see.
I will now. So I'm looking forward to, I know this is happening. I am looking forward to the Briscoe brothers in person.
Yes.
These chicken farmers that look like they might really shoot you in the back of the head if they're mad at you. I like them. So I'm excited to see them in person. I've never seen them before.
So this is what, 5 teams, 5 individual tag teams in their war games, right? Their Art of War games, 2 rings, 1 cage. So yeah, the Briscoes, God, I mean, I've never seen the Briscoes live either. And they've been somebody that have always been kind of one of my, like, back burner favorites, right? Every time I see something from the Briscoes, I'm like, that was fun. I like that, awesome. Right? I want to see more of that. And I wish they would have a, bigger stage. So I'm glad we're going to be there to see that. I think that's going to be huge. And just that the GCW crowd, being a part of that is going to feel magical. Like, I've seen it so many times where I'm like, this is insane. This is like an old school mosh pit, right? Like, and that's where we're going, and we're going to be pretty damn close. And so we might get blood on our clothes, and I'm excited.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope the mosh pit does break out. I want to punch someone right in their fucking eye socket.
And their double chin.
I want to put this little ass knuckle right through someone's eye socket if the moment calls for it. I want to get rowdy. GCW. I want to get me in there. I don't care. I'll take a pizza cutter to someone's head.
You're bringing one. You're bringing one.
Yeah, right. But let me clear. This is all jokes. This is the character of T-Mac.
Right. This
is all sport.
Kayfabe T-Mac.
Yeah, don't get me involved in anything.
No.
I want to drink hot tea and watch pro wrestling. Like, do not do that to me.
Yeah. We're going to have a full stomach. We're not going to be ready for that.
Oh my God. You want me to get active 20 minutes after eating? No, thanks.
Yeah, you're going to have been standing in lines all day long at the AEW Fan Fest. Like, you're never
Oh
going to
my
fight.
goodness. Oh my back is going to be so tight.
Mm-hmm. And what are you going to do with your fanny pack while you go in there?
I mean,
like,
what will happen? Yeah. Who's going to watch that?
Right.
You're going to watch it? No.
Yeah, I'm going to be ringside, so I can't be watching that. I'm going to be.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to be sliding you stuff to hit people with.
But if they get me in that ring,
fuck 'em.
I tell you what, I'm
fuck them.
Did we get sexual?
No, I mean, like, no, you just fuck
him up.
Yeah, like, you fuck them.
What?
Yeah, no, not do you think he could fuck him? Like, just fuck him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is up to you. This is your story to tell, Tom. Whatever you feel is necessary.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to GCW. We're getting to see Effie, the Briscoes, Alex Colon. We're getting
KG, friend of the show, Kevin Gill.
Yes. Oh, we should definitely try to meet up with them. Yes, that would be great. That would be great to do. Yes. So GCW. Tim, what else do we got? What else are we talking about before we get out of here?
I've got one tweet the table that I want to bring up from @DevilVamp. He says, there is a reason why Cody left AEW, and it wasn't just for the money or a WWE title. He saw the writing on the wall that we are all hearing about now. Production issues, talent being ghosted, talent fighting, EVPs not a position any longer, honeymoon over, # tweet the table. Man, I hope not. Yes and no, right?
Yes and no. Is the honeymoon phase over? I believe so.
Yes.
Now, the cool thing is to like what Triple H is doing. Hey, he's bringing back people that were already on the roster. Isn't that fun? It's Dexter. He went nowhere.
Yeah.
It's Dakota Kai. She does this with her hand.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the honeymoon phase is over. Now, Devil Vamp, I would like to draw your attention to, you brought up backstage fighting. Let us not forget the stories on this very podcast from one Rob Schamberger, where the Great Khali and Big Show tried to fight each other.
Oh, we're rolling around on the floor, bitch slapping each other.
Yes. Let's also go back to the late, great Eddie Guerrero, where we've heard stories, firsthand accounts from Kurt Angle and other eyewitnesses, where Eddie Guerrero tried to double leg the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle because he didn't like how the match went. So this idea that, oh my God, talent's fighting, the writings on the
Goldberg and Chris Jericho who fought.
Yeah, Chris Jericho who tried to fight Brock Lesnar after a SummerSlam match with Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, right? So this idea that like talent's fighting, which means, oh shit, get your stocks options ready because we got to get your resumes going because we got to get the fuck out of here. Shut up. That's silly. It's dumb. It
happens in sports as well, right?
Everywhere. Yeah. Aaron Donald, the Super Bowl MVP, recently in a mixed practice with the Bengals, took someone's helmet and hit 2 people with it. He damn near killed someone, and we just kept it going.
Yeah.
The NFL's not going under.
Nope.
We're just keeping it going.
Yeah.
Opening week, I think, is next week.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the EVPs and things like that, the ghosting of talent. Again, I believe the honeymoon phase is over, and now people are saying we want more structure. I feel like this is very similar to when you look at startup companies and whatever their product is, technology, services, product, whatever it is. At the start, most startup companies that I've worked for, typically it's the CEO, the COO, salespeople, and then some people that just help keep the doors open, right? But then as you grow, which AEW is doing now, like now you get an HR department, right? And now you get people to report to. And this is the phase that we're into now in AEW, where now Tony Khan has to get someone else because now he's pitching ideas to Discover Warner on a Ring of Honor show. So he can't meet with Lance Archer about his next push. So that's where I'm making this up. Christopher Daniels comes in, whoever it is.
Mark Henry.
And so, so this is that next phase. Obviously, there's going to be speed bumps, and obviously, there's going to be people who self-select themselves out of AEW, and that's fine. The idea that we thought 3 years ago when AEW started that everyone's going to be here forever, no one's ever leaving, we're keeping all these fucking people for life, is silly.
Yeah.
So it's a transition phase of a company that's growing from startup, again, at a higher scale, to now a more complex company.
Well, to me, the honeymoon phase can be over. It's still the way more fun product. Like, yes, I wish their production was better. You know what I mean?
Way better.
And so, like, they have a lot of room to grow, but it's still the way more fun product to watch. And so, like, whatever's happening back there, it's fine. I still like what I'm seeing on the TV way better than the alternative.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I don't want to bring up another podcast, but when I was asked about CM Punk, what do you think? My comment was, as a fan, it seems fun. I like it. It's fun to, what's really going to happen? This is kind of fun. We're blurring lines, right? But I also don't work with him every day. So, and this is kind of what I've tried to say since 397 episodes ago, is just, there was a sign tonight and I loved it. It said, just enjoy wrestling. I would take that one step farther and just say, just watch wrestling. Now, whether you like it or not is dependent on factors that are just for you, right? It's just like a movie or a TV show. You don't have to watch the TV show because it's on your television. You could turn the channel, right? So just watch the wrestling. Why do you care to know things before others or want to know real life, financials? And I just, some people, I understand the financial aspect, the business, because they're business people, but it's just watch the wrestling.
Just watch the wrestling. Yeah.
Just watch wrestling.
Just watch the wrestling. You should watch the wrestling this whole weekend, though, especially All Out, Art of War Games, and Rampage, because you just might see us, because we're going to be there, because we're ballers, and I'm excited. And I don't have anything else to say. I can't contain my excitement. All day at work tomorrow, I'm just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Shut up. Shut up. Hurry this up. Let's get this meeting over with. I got shit to fucking do. I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh, just act like you have a stomach ache. That's what I'm doing. At like 9:15. I gotta go home.
Oh, man. I got to go. Yeah.
I gotta go home, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Except my boss might be watching this right now. I'm gonna be like,
but you're sick. That's what you told me right before we started.
Right. I did. I got a little bit of the sniffles.
Yeah. Man, you look like you're running a fever.
I think I'm shitting my pants right now.
Yeah. You need 24 to 62 hours to rest.
You're right. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for letting me know I look like absolute shit.
Yeah.
Thanks. You're a good friend.
Yeah.
You're always supportive. I like that. All right. Well, catch us at All Out. If you're there in Chicago, find a way to get a hold of us. SpanishAnnounceTable.net. All the social media is there. Send us a message. If we can meet up with you, we'll let you buy us a beer. And then we'll see you when we get back next week, and we'll talk about all the fucking fun we had in Chicago.
The Spanish Announce Table.